These are the most disrespectful Memphis drill lyrics that really happened. And first up, we gotta start with the bar from Big Scar, because before he passed, he was going crazy in the rap game. And in Frozone, he said, "Give a about your man, get your best man killed. Feeling like the mayor, yeah, the man of the year. Had a clear shot, still hit me in the hip." In this bar, Scar is talking about the time he got hit in the hip when some of his ops slid on him. And according to Scar, he was chilling in his hood in South Memphis when he got ambushed by his ops. He tried to duck out of the way, but got hit in the hip. Since he was moving at the time, the bullet traveled through his body and ended up going into his lung. He was then rushed to the hospital and had to have surgery. The doctors cut open his stomach to remove the bullet, and the surgery ended up messing up his intestines, so he had to get his appendix removed. It also left a huge scar across his stomach, which is part of the reason he called himself Big Scar. Scar even talked a little about the situation in one of his interviews. Even after getting shot, Big Scar wasn't fazed, and he bounced back a few weeks later and was already back shooting music videos. Big Scar kept sending shots at Chula Mafia since they didn't finish the job. So Icy Boys, he took shots at them again, saying, "How the you a killer? Ain't nobody come up DOA." But Chula Mafia didn't let all the dissing slide, because his next one responded to all of Big Scar's diss tracks by going after one of his dead partners. Because in the song How We Livin', Main Op C-Mo says, "It ain't sweet, ask your homie. I forgot that boy deceased. We left him dead at the red light. That's for playing with me." C-Mode is one of the main rappers from Chula Mafia. He's the brother of Damo Chula, one of the gang's most respected members. And in this bar, C-Mode is taking shots at one of Big Scar's close friends and Double R member named BG. On July 16th, 2018, members of Chula Mafia caught BG at a red light at the intersection of Winchester and Hickory Hill Road. BG was in the car with 3 other dudes when another car pulled alongside them. Inside were Chula Mafia members C-Mode, Zay, and Go Crazy. When they spotted the op, they jumped out and started firing. BG died, and right beside him, in the passenger seat, was 2-3, who was injured but survived, only to be killed a few weeks later. Police arrested Carlos Lacey, aka Go Crazy, and charged him with first-degree murder, 3 counts of attempted murder, and 3 counts of aggravated assault. He was arrested during a traffic stop and later admitted to being responsible for the double homicide. C-Mode was later arrested in connection with a different shooting and charged with 7 counts of attempted murder. According to police, C-Mode had hit up a house while 5 people were inside the home. If that wasn't enough, he returned to the same house less than a week later and fired at 2 people standing in the front yard. And at the time of his arrest, C-Mo had already been arrested 4 times in less than a year, but 2 of the cases got dropped. But now, let's move on to Big Scar's brother, Quez Ruthless, because he also took shots at Chula Mafia in the song Tired of Shooting when he raps, "How the yo kill himself, these be stupid." And he's talking about Chula Mafia member Murder Brazzi with these lyrics, because in late 2020, Brazzi was reported to have passed away from a wound to the head, and no one really knew what went down at first, but it quickly came to light that he took his own life, and his brother Cash Out Grape would go on to continue his legacy. He even spoke on Brazzi a little in interviews.
My brother died, Murder Brazzi.
Okay.
Really, this supposed to be him out here. Oh God. I don't even rap. Well, at first I didn't rap. I wasn't no rapper. You just catch me in the back. You hear me?
But his ops thought this was the perfect way to make fun of him and his gang. And next up, we have the time Pooh Shiesty explained what he did to his ops in Back in Blood, because he said, "All that woofing on the net, I thought you was a thug. They ain't got nowhere to go. I shot up everywhere they was. Yeah, you know who took that from you. Come get it back in blood." In this line, Shiesty is throwing shade at another rapper from the city who goes by the name EBG Jizzle. Shiesty and Jizzle both went to high school with each other and were once cool, but street politics got in the way and turned them into ops. And Shiesty is talking about a robbery that took place at one of Jizzle's spots. Shiesty and his crew allegedly broke in and stole some straps from them. In the song, he also explains how they hit a lick without masking up and took the stuff so they would know who it was. He also claims that EBG did nothing about it, and he taunts them by saying that if they want their stuff back, they must get it back in blood. He also jokes about the situation in an interview with Genius.
"We ain't mad, Scott. We want you to see this face. In the red, we want all smoke. We ain't dodging no red. You know who it was did that to y'all. You know."
But a few weeks after the song dropped, EBG Jizzle and Moose Lime decided to remix Back in Blood and respond to the allegations. "Hey, you keep sending all these shots. It's time to let them know what's up. Cole got dropped and Mitch got locked, so we couldn't get it back in blood." Before Pooh Shiesty dissed him, Jizzle wasn't really a rapper. But after getting dissed on one of the hottest songs in the world, he had to respond. And with this line, he's saying the story Shiesty is telling is all cap. He also mentions 2 of Shiesty's partners with him during the robbery and says one got locked up and the other got killed. so they couldn't get it back in blood. He also throws shade at Shiesty, saying that he's just a rapper and not active in the streets. So they can't just pull up on him and get revenge, since he's not outside like that. EBGE Jizzle and Muslim later did an interview where they explained why what Shiesty did and said, it wasn't a face-to-face robbery, and that it was more on some junky stuff.
You hear me broke in the house and stole some, and really try to put it like they extorted something, but they really did some chunky. You know how they go. These doing supposed to be when you were 14, 15, breaking the house, busting windows out of it.
And Shiesty wasn't the only rapper to get dissed on the song, because Jizzle also took a shot at Lil Durk for being featured on the song with one of his ops. Durk, you hopping on the songs? Don't make me slide through O-Block. In this bar, he's warning Lil Durk about who he does songs with. And in an interview, Jizzle said he doesn't really have a problem with Durk particularly.
So why you had this Lil Durk though?
Man, it ain't his beef, bro. He just hopped on the wrong song. He just hopped on the wrong song.
And Jizzle went on to drop a few more diss tracks. But not long after, all the dissing fans noticed that Shiesty and Big 30 started posting on social media, making fun of Jizzle since he had got hit up and it was rumored that he was paralyzed. Because Shiesty wrote on his IG story, that dissed. Now he can't even walk. Big 30 also posted a video where he made fun of Jizzle.
I bet I can't do this. I can't do this.
But Jizzle later posted a video on his Instagram story admitting that he had been shot, but only in the arm and wasn't paralyzed.
I've been hearing rumors in the wind, say I won't walk again. We don't like to come up on that block because they might turn me in. If I hear, I ain't got shit but this ain't.
This led to him dropping another diss track named Paralyzed, where he sends more shots at his ops. Because in the song, he says, I've been stepping on so long, my ops wish I was paralyzed. In this bar, he's letting people know that his ops claimed he was paralyzed before getting out of the hospital. And they wish he was paralyzed because of how much pressure he's been applying. But the rumors were all capped. Let's move on to a bar from Cartel to Don. Because in his song, WTF, he says, what type of get shot at and up his gun, shooting the air. Pull up to the projects like he with the, but we know that he in this song, they're dissing Duke Deuce, and they're making fun of him for a video that went viral of him getting shot at on IG Live. Because back in September 2021, Deuce was chopping it up with fans on IG. At the beginning of the video, he says, Pepper Tree was popping, and he told fans to come outside and join him since he isn't bougie. But minutes later, shots can be heard going off in the distance, and Duke runs for cover by a nearby car. In the song, Duke Deuce ops made it seem like they were the ones sending shots his way. And thankfully, Duke Deuce wasn't injured in the shooting. But after it took place, he went on IG Live and told the shooters they better step it up.
Better step it up. On they bro. All year.
And if you thought that was crazy, this next line is even crazier. Because in 100 shots, Young Dolph says, 100 shots, 100 shots. How'da you miss a whole 100 shots? In his bar, Dolph is responding to an unsuccessful hit that his ops put out on him. Because after going back and forth with Yo Gotti, Dolph had to perform in Charlotte, North Carolina for CIAA weekend at the nightclub. He was in a black SUV at 8th and North Caldwell Street, where someone started letting off shots. His car was hit 100 times, but surprisingly, no one was injured since the SUV was bulletproof. After the incident, Dolph got on social media to taunt his ops, tweeting, "You lose," with a laughing emoji. He also took the stage and performed the next day, showing he wasn't fazed by the shooting. And despite all the back and forth, Dolph later did an interview where he claimed that there was no real beef and it was all old news. He stayed quiet when asked about the Charlotte shooting. In April 2017, Dolph went on to drop an album called Bulletproof, which was an obvious reference to the shooting. In May 2017, CMG artist Black Youngster was arrested in connection with the Charlotte shooting. He and 3 other men surrendered themselves to police and were facing several felony charges, but they were all later dropped due to a lack of evidence. Black Youngster later addressed the allegations in the song I'm Innocent, where he claims the only reason he was arrested was that Dolph was snitching on him. Now, let's move on to a bar from Big Boogie, because in Big R4L, he raps, all that tough be posting don't scare me. I'm in the city, I go where I want. Big Boogie was talking about Pooh Shiesty in these lines, since Shiesty and Boogie had a little back and forth with each other on social media. The beef started over a comment Big Boogie made on his Facebook Live. He was responding to fans' questions, and someone asked him about Pooh Shiesty.
Hey bro, listen bro. Bro, if you want to feature, I pay you bro. What's up bro? What's up bro? What bro? I get on the same you on slime, I do all that. We gon' bump the joint. Damn, Pooh Shiesty. Damn. I ain't worried about you, bro. I ain't worried about you. I don't even know where you came from, me, Mr. Bad Guy.
And Pooh Shiesty took the way Big Boogie responded as disrespect. After that, they went back and forth, dissing each other and making threats. Big Boogie later got on live and said there was no real beef between him and Shiesty since they ain't really know each other like that. But Shiesty and Chopper Wop clapped back at Big Boogie and claimed that they pulled up in Boogie's hood to confront him and he just ran away scared. They also made fun of Boogie on live, letting them know how they felt about him.
Let's go do the features,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie though, on some real I gotta keep it so 100. I ain't never like you, cuz. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't never like you.
I try to give you a pass with Shice, cuz.
Whopping 30 trying to get your a fast. I never liked you, cuz. You know I ain't like you. In a street wild.
And after that, Pooh and Big Boogie seemed to squash their beef.